That was a mean 45.
Hey, it was just wild, dude. Oh, the amount of people: Trump, Mark Wahlberg, Johnny Knoxville, David Spade, then the boys: Shane Gillis, Theo Vaughn, Mel Gibson.
Oh, hang on. David Goggins.
It was just nuts being surrounded by him.
Bussin' with the boys.
Bro.
There you go.
There it is.
That was a mean 45.
Hey, it was just wild, dude. Oh, the amount of people: Trump, Mark Wahlberg, Johnny Knoxville, David Spade, then the boys: Shane Gillis, Theo Vaughn, Mel Gibson. Who else? Guy Fieri.
Steiny.
Yeah, Guy But it was just crazy. And literally, Trump was like, from me to you, he's just up on the octagon. We're in the second row, and he's sitting there the entire fight. It was just nuts being surrounded by him.
Oh, hang on. David Goggins.
Oh yeah, David Goggins, bro. And I was low-key like, it's him.
I'm gonna address it on Twitter. This isn't a booger, by the way, it's a scab. Brutal spot.
I was so hyped that y'all got a photo with him. Once he started taking photos, it was like,
did he show
any
emotion?
No.
Well, we talked to him.
He was like,
appreciative and like, oh, appreciate that a lot, boys. Like, you know, we got to stay out here grinding, whatever it was.
Oh, that's so juice.
Yeah.
Because when y'all got done jacking up, I'm just like flexing, like, oh, that is so sick. Didn't he say stay hard, motherfuckers, like, as he was leaving?
Yeah, like there's a big crowd in T-Mobile Arena, like just kind of waiting for him. They're like, Goggins. And he just like stops, and he looks up, stay hard, motherfuckers. And then walks off, and you just hear people cheering. Yeah! It's like, oh.
He could have just done this, and everyone would have just erupted.
All
I
rise.
bet. Yeah.
That's bucket list, dude.
They
That
had
close
all of
UFC
Shane's
in
characters.
Vegas.
All of Shane's characters were there.
Y'all made it
Yeah.
on TV and everything too.
I know, kept like sneaking in.
You crushed.
I mean, when you saw Trump there, and then obviously Wahlberg, and then they showed Max, it's like, dude, we're just in the fucking best seat in the house, dude.
Was Max geeking like at you guys? Because obviously Max does that.
Yeah, a little
often.
bit. Like, man, but you know, Max puts on the cool guy stuff.
Well, that's what. Well, I mean, when
Yeah. Max is the cool guy. Max, man, he fits in. He fits in the scene. But I'm thinking like, oh, this is so sick.
not every day you meet the president.
Yeah, and he's sitting there right in front of you. You're like, dog, we gotta get a photo with this motherfucker. It's like
To me, one of the coolest things was seeing Secret Service everywhere.
everywhere.
Like, that was wild.
And he was just like, you know, he's like, what did he say? A couple of strong, good-looking men. And then he just does the pat doing fist up. He's like, keeping a strong face. Then when we got to take a photo with him, we shook his hand. We're like, hey, we appreciate it. And he's like, you guys are doing good. You guys are doing good things. We're just like, this motherfucker has no clue. Yeah. But it was sick. And then I'm sitting next to Mark Wahlberg's two security guys the whole time, these two black dudes, and they were awesome. And then there's one time Mel Gibson comes up and he's wanting to talk to Mark. And then like I'm standing there because you're kind of like shoulder to shoulder with everybody. And I'm standing there, and then the older guy, he's like, hey, you mind if I get through here? And he like comes over, and then he sits down in the chair, and he's like this. And then the younger guy's like, hey, my bad, man. He's a little more old school. And I'm kind of sitting there like smiling. I was like, and then it hit me. I go, oh, is he like wanting to sit there for protection, like to protect him? He's like, yeah. I was like, talking to Mel Gibson? And he kind of like laughed. He's like, yeah, he's old school. You know, he's just got to stay on top.
Talking to Braveheart?
And he's like, you know, on his elbows on knees, like sitting there, just like doing his thing.
Dude.
Like something might happen. So funny.
Those two guys, the funniest thing, they were sitting there and they were sitting by Will. And one
security
dude,
guards?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the one dude is like, hey man, like, let's grab a photo to the other security guy. And he puts up a thing, and he's trying to get his attention, and his arms around him, he's tapping him here. And the other guy just keeps looking around to see who's tapping him. For a good 15 seconds, he's like, hey bro, get the photo. And he stays looking.
And he's like, hey man, the camera's up here.
Yeah. He's like, oh, you were trying to take a photo?
Yeah.
I was like, yeah.
It was sick, man. It was fucking awesome.
How's Uncle Joe?
I mean, so sick.
Yeah. What an environment to like be around him.
Yeah, like
where he's comfortable.
Yeah, we're sitting in the green room and stuff, and you know, Shane's like, oh, Joe's about to come in here. And
Did you shit a little?
yeah, I'm obviously nervous. Like, I'm just fired up. I'm like, this is crazy that this is fucking happening for real. And you just stand up, hey, how you doing? I'm Will. You sit down and stuff, and then you see Jamie, like first time seeing Jamie and like seeing that that's what he looks like and stuff like that. And they were just cool, man. They were fucking awesome. Then Shane had me announce the comedy show, but he called it something like curtain call or curtain introduction or something like that. He's like, just introduce the first comic, and I'm sitting there and like, bro, I'm fucking nervous as shit. And I grab the mic and I'm like, Las Vegas, and then you hear him going wild, like, we got any dogs in the house? You just hear everybody just start barking. I'm like, and then I introduced him, it's gonna be an awesome show. I introduced the first comic, and I get done, bro, and I'm like, it's like I caught the fucking, that feeling I remember was like catching that pick six against Georgia. Like I can't like feel my body. I just dap up Taylor, I jump on Taylor, dap up Shane, dap up Joe. Joe's like, you killed it. I'm like, hell yeah, Joe. But it was sick, bro. It was fucking awesome. And then afterwards we go back to the green room, we're hanging out, have a couple beers with Shane, then we end up going to gamble at Red Rocks. They all come. It was just like, it was fucking awesome. Weekend better than expected. Didn't end up gambling like the high roll, like the big time stuff. Like once we made it to Red Rocks, it was pretty crowded because they threw like an after party after Power Slap. And so I forget how long we were up. We were up till like 2:30 in the morning before I hit the Irish goodbye. But some guys were up till like 4 or 5 in the morning. Get some sleep, wake up. We were at the pool the next day. That's where I won some money at the pool. We were vibing at the pool, and then had sushi, phenomenal sushi. Then went to UFC 290. And then when we're like walking to our seats, yo, wasn't that so cool? Like just kind of walking down the lane that all the fighters go.
Bro, because Jack and I were a little bit behind you, and like Chuck Liddell and Jamal Hill were behind me and Jack. So we're walking through and everybody's screaming, cheering. I'm like,
yeah, JP's walking around bumping his fist.
I turn around, I see Chuck Liddell behind me. I was like, this makes sense.
Oh, Push Up Tuesday is really fucking people are getting it. Yeah, but that was cool. It was incredible, dude. Oh, we kind of just kept the night going. Yeah, we saw Usman. He was cool as fuck, dude.
JP, were you nutting? Yeah, I was hoping he was gonna come hang out.
Same, bro. Because Chandler's like, hey, Usman wants to come up to the room, and I was like, I'm sure, yeah.
I was like, yeah, tell him to come up. Tell him to come up. Trying to hoping Taylor would hear me.
Yeah.
Didn't hear me.
Yeah, tell him to come on through.
I'm like, yeah, it's cool with us. Like, come on.
If anything, because you could tell we were all tired. We're kind of just sitting around on the couches and stuff. Shane came in, trying to lift the vibes a little bit, like doing all of his DJ Khaled stuff. Then we went down to the tables, hung out down to the tables until probably, 1:30?
Yeah.
Sadly. And then we had to wake up at
3:45.
The 2 hours of sleep, it was almost worse waking up.
I slept like 5 hours the whole weekend.
But it was fire.
We're about to pull up on somebody?
Yeah, U-Haul. It's incredible.
Say less.
When mistakes happen. Everybody's human, right? Like, I get things get put into a computer system wrong and all the rest of that. But when I can't get like even a location of where my stuff is, and nobody can tell me whether it's in Charlotte or it's in Nashville, nobody has eyes on it, my assumption is at this point, you've just lost my stuff.
You're talking about your moving pod.
The whole moving pod. Boy's a little hot right now, so.
Brother, when I walked out from the shitter over there, and I was like, is he on a meeting? Is this like a bad breakup at the old job or something?
Yeah,
and then when I was like,
my last check or whatever?
you're fucking going in, and I think you made the comment figuring out what all of it's worth. I was like, oh fuck, he still hasn't, his pod is, all of his shit to moving here still hasn't arrived.
Yeah.
What's all in it?
I got 2 mattresses. I mean, like, I have used the story. We're gonna have to cut this one, Mitch. I've used a story that like my great-grandmother's wedding dress is in there and my fiance is gonna wear that dress. I don't have my great-grandmother's wedding dress and I don't have a fiance, so that's a bit of a stretch. But the point is, like, my mother bought this Christmas tree from Mackenzie's child. First of all, she spent way too much money on this thing. But like, that's something that's near and dear because my mother was like, I want you to have this because I know you're like bouncing around a lot. This fits into different apartments and all the rest of that. It's that type of stuff. It's clothes, it's dishes. I mean,
All the stuff moving from Charlotte to
all
here.
the stuff that I've been moving from Charlotte to here is sitting in that pod. And it was supposed to be dropped off yesterday. That's what I was told, that we're gonna have it to you in Nashville.
No tracking number type deal. It's just like, hey,
I've got the reservation number, but what I found out from U-Haul is they use 4 different reservation numbers for one pod. I mean, that's an incredible system, right? To do 4 different reservations on one pod. They have a number on the actual box. So I have that. I'm supposed to get a picture of the box today. I made my demands known. I need an image
no
that the
doubt
box
you
still
was-
exists, and I need a time as to when that's going to be picked up from Charlotte and then delivered to me in Nashville. So they've received my demands. Whether we'll get action is another question, I think. At this
How
point.
are they on the other line?
Everyone's terrified at this point because I've elevated as you heard, I elevated my voice. I was not happy. But I tried the nice route. I try to be nice because when a service person picks up the phone, they know they're gonna get shit. And it's just a random call that's coming in. So there's not much it's just random, right? So I was nice at first and trying to be cordial, just, let me know when it's gonna be here. I just wanna be updated. Where is it? That hasn't worked. We've now moved to the point where I need to call some old friends who have a law degree to place a phone call because we're at that point. So
Let's get you hooked up, brother.
it's not good.
The edge off. Let's take the edge off.
I'm gonna need a couple of these.
I just had a nice morning too in there. I was coming out to tell you some poop joke and you were fucking tearing into somebody.
He's having a legit conversation with you and you're dressed like that.
Like, brother, are you okay? Talk about it. I'm just standing here, tighten this thing up. That would be frustrating. I mean, you're talking about moving all your shit and you can't, a moving company, U-Haul, can't fucking tell you where your shit is. Just kind of funny with the whole submarine thing going on right now too.
Anything to get back to the submarine.
Yeah, anything to get back to the submarine. This ain't like a submarine in the ocean. We talking about a U-Haul going from Charlotte to Nashville.
It's 6 hours. I have a picture of the box. That is my box. That is the number. So we've got it. Someone sent me the photo just now. I have no idea whose number this is, but that is at least my box. It's
The truck.
yes.
Is that on a truck or is that just sitting?
No, it's sitting in storage still. It's sitting in storage. I can send you this, Mitch. It's still sitting in storage. So this is a nightmare. But we got the first demand has been met. The second two are the tricky ones. When it's being picked up and when it's being delivered.
I'll be praying for you.
I appreciate that.
Damn, that's crazy.
What?
You're just like, damn, that's crazy. You walked away.